Hi, year one, and welcome to your science lesson today. So Mrs. Savage here, and I am going to do the lesson today for Braille, Dyson, and Hopper. So here we go. So do you remember what we learned about last week? Have a think, because we're going to review it. So last week, we had our cold task, and we talked about the seasons and the 4 seasons, and we used some vocabulary to describe. So can you remember? Do you know what each of these seasons are? So shout it out. Number 1. Well done. It's winter. What words did we use to describe winter? We used icy, cold, freezing. Well done. Snow. What about this picture? What's this season? Great if you said spring. That's right. We have the daffodils starting to grow. The leaves on the trees are coming back, and we see usually baby animals in the springtime. Well done. What's this season? That's right, summer. Can't wait for the summer when it's hot and you get to maybe go to the beach, have lots of ice creams. Yeah, so that's. What about this one? Well done, autumn. And the clue is the color of the leaves, isn't it? When the leaves turn orange, when they fall to the ground, then we know that it's usually in autumn. So last lesson, we learned what these symbols represent and what they are showing us. Can you remember? So shout it out. What about this one? Well done. It's sunny. Sunny and cloudy. Snowy. Rain. Cloudy. And this one? That's right. Thunder. Thunder and lightning. So last lesson, we looked at the symbols that people use when talking about the weather. So our objective today is, can I observe the weather and report it? Well done. We're using that word observe. So we're going to be using our eyes. We might use our senses, so our sense of touch, and maybe our sense of hearing to hear the weather. It might be rainy or it could be thunder. You might hear it. So we're using our observations, our eyes to see, to look around, to look at the weather, and we're going to report it. So we are going to be a weather person today. So let's have a think. What is the weather like today? Is it sunny? Is it snowy? Is it sunny and cloudy? Partly cloudy? Rain? Cloudy? Have a think. Look outside and tell me. Okay, well done. What was the weather like this morning? So either before school, if you went to school, or when you woke up, when you first woke up in the morning, what was it like? And then what do you think the weather will be like later on after school? So maybe before dinner, later on in the afternoon, you're going to use your prediction skills. What do you think the weather will be like? So those are 3 questions. If you didn't have a chance to talk about them now, think about, what was the weather like today? What is it like? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? What do you think? Use your senses, use your observation to look and have a look at the weather. Now, this is exciting. I'm really excited that we're going back to school next week. So when we're back at school, we are going to be observing the weather over time. So over the 4 weeks that we are back at school. So each day at the same time, we will be observing the weather and entering the symbols onto our table here. So you are going to get one of these weather report tables when you start back at school. And every day we're going to observe the weather at the same time, and we're going to draw in the symbol. So what I want you to do today is you can make this weekly weather report, because you only have 1 more week left at home. So you can write your name in here, and then we have week 1, and then we have today, Tuesday. So I want you to draw today what the weather is like. Now, in order for this to be a fair test, what you need to do is you need to look at the weather the same time every day. So say it might help maybe at lunchtime, or it could be at dinner time, might be a bit dark. So the best time would be during the day. So have a think, what time would be best? Maybe during breakfast. And so every day at the same time, so breakfast or lunch, look outside, use your observation skills and draw the symbol. So I might say, okay, oh, look, today I can look outside. It is, oh, on my watch, it is 1:30. I am going to say, oh, look, it is sunny. So I'm going to draw a sun. I'm going to draw the sun. So you can draw this table at home. You don't need to draw a table if you don't have a ruler, if you're unsure. You could just make a list, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's great because we're practicing our English skills by practicing the days of the week. And then you can draw a symbol every day. Okay, so that's your first task. Now, our second task is in geography. We are learning about hot and cold places in the world and how England is not a hot country most of the year because it is not near the equator. And there are lots of different types of weather. So in the morning, before I go to school, how do we know what the weather is going to be like? How do I know? Am I going to need my umbrella? Am I going to need to wear a long sleeve? It might be a bit cold. Is it going to be really hot today? So how do we know? Do we need a jacket, umbrella? Do we need hat and gloves? Where can we find out about the weather? How do we know? So now we can look at our phones, has a weather report, a newspaper, or the news. So on the news, every day they have different weather reports. So on your task sheet, there will be a clip. So if you can watch the BBC clip of the weather report and see if you can recognize any of the symbols that show up on the weather report, okay? The weather reports on the television are written by people who study the weather. They're meteorologists. Meteorologists, tricky word. And they use symbols to tell everyone. It's a universal symbol. So anywhere in the world, if I showed a sun, people would know it was sunny. If I showed rain, they would know it would be rainy. So that is what we are going to do today. So today, you are going to be a meteorologist. And instead of using the map of England, we are going to use our local area. We are going to be in Langley. So the Langley Primary Academy is the red dot, that red A. And what I want us to do is we are going to pretend to be weather reporters. So here's a script that you could use. You could make up your own, which would be a fantastic challenge. But if you want, you can read this script. So you can pretend that you were standing at school or you're standing at your house and you're going to be a weather reporter. So you stand up and you would say, hello, everyone. Today's weather report comes from Mrs. Savage. And you might say your name. As you can see, the weather today is very sunny. So you will need to wear a hat and have some sun cream. Or you might say, oh, look at the weather today. It's raining. As you can see, the weather today is not very nice. It is raining. So make sure you have your umbrella and your wellies and your coat. Number 3, you could say, today, when people are traveling outside, it was very, very dark. And there were lots of puddles and splashes everywhere. You could do the prediction. At the end of the day, the weather should be cleared up. So I expect that we'll have clear skies and you'll be able to see the moon and the stars. Number 5, if you are out for a walk today, don't forget to bring your coat because it might be a bit cooler. Thank you for listening. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a weather report for today. So have a look around, make your predictions. What do you think the weather will be later on? Because often the weather changes. So I know those days when we've gotten to school and it's been nice and sunny, and then by lunchtime it's been cloudy. And then in the afternoon, some of those days when it's been 3 o'clock, when it's been time for you to go home, and there's been a downpour. So create a weather report. You can use this script again, remember. You can watch the clip on the BBC weather to get to see how people do it on TV, or you can make up your own, okay? So when you've done your weather report, you can record it and put it on Tapestry, but if you don't want to, that's fine. Just practice telling the weather, okay? You can tell it to your family and just practice using those words, looking at the different type of weather, and enjoy. And I look forward to seeing your observations. So remember, do that every day. So tomorrow, the next day, and then at the end, you can bring it to school on Monday to show us, and then we'll be creating a new one at school to do as well. Okay, bye.